Getting ready to make a loaf of bread. What I'm doing out here at the lean-to today is just kind of hanging out. I'm going to make a loaf of bread, and I've got some pulled pork, and I'm going to have homemade bread with my pulled pork. So how I start out, I mix it right in a bag. There's a cup and a half in here of pre-mix. I start out with a big batch at home. I mix 3 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, optional, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. And that's in my dry mix. Then I scoop out about a cup and a half into one of these bags. I got this recipe from Hunt Shack Wilderness Experiences. Now what I have found is I have my dough just a little bit wet. And what I've noticed is for some reason it seems to rise higher. So I put everything in the bag, squeeze it around. Now I bring out a little extra in case I get it too wet, but so far that hasn't been a problem. You can see it now. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's still quite dry. I just add a little bit at a time until it's a consistency that I want. Whoa! Accidents happen. I will leave that in. You know, when you're trying to do stuff on video, sometimes you pay more attention to the camera than you pay attention to business at hand. If you're gonna use a baggie, you gotta keep her nice and shut. All right. Well, that's feeling pretty good in there with that last batch of water that I put in. Oh yeah, plenty good. Like I said, I do a lot. I like making this stuff out here at the lean-to. I find it to be really enjoyable. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grease up my frying pan. I've got 2 reasons you should subscribe to this channel. The first one is if you've clicked on one of my thumbnails. The second one is this channel is all about the great outdoors, the state of Maine. Everything that I do here at the Rustic off-grid cabin. See, I've lathered her up pretty good with some margarine. Then I just dump this stuff down in there. You see, I got some dry stuff down at the bottom. You just want to make sure it's well mixed up. I do is just kind of round it out a little bit, away from the edges, nothing fancy. And everything else will take care of itself. And that's about it. Put the cover on it. Put it over on the fire. What you'd want to do is turn that thing every few minutes so you get even heat on the bottom of the pan. Like I said earlier in the video, this is a bread recipe from Hunt Shack Wilderness Experiences. It's bannock, and then 15, maybe 20 minutes, this thing should be done. Just cook it slow so it doesn't burn. Halfway through, I will need to flip it over so that the top can brown up. And that's about it. Then put some butter on it, some jam, and you've got yourself homemade camp bread. And once again, as always, thank you, Paul. That looks pretty darn good to me. Smells good. I know you guys can't smell it, but I guess you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Out here on a campfire, come up with something like that. My goodness. This is the homemade rhubarb jam that I make. Don't nearly have enough for this loaf of bread. And at the very end of this, I have 4 recommendations for you also at the very end of this video that will come up, that you can just hit the link and head on over and check those out. And maybe you'll find something in there that is interesting to you, as well as you might pick something up from an old bushman up here in northern Maine.